Tonight on UCentral News. Recent Edmond election results are now in. See how this will affect Edmond residents. The 2026 Met Gala theme has just been announced. Chelsea Rios will have your social media update. Stay tuned as Phil Rodriguez will have your college football extravaganza. To rain or not to rain is the question. Elijah DePona will have your weather update later in the show.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Hello, Bronco Nation. I am Luke Underwood.
And I'm Valerie Scott, and welcome to the last edition of UCentral News. The results from the special election across the state from Tuesday are in. The results decide things like mayor elections, school bonds, and sales tax proposals. In Oklahoma County, there are propositions in Choctaw, Edmond, and Midwest City, and a board member election for Millwood Public Schools. In Edmond, there were two propositions. Proposition 1 was for a 10-year renewal of the 1 cent general fund sales tax used for city government operations from 2027 to 2037. 2/3 of the sales tax significantly funds the police and fire departments. The tax also grants funding for emergency warning and notification systems, maintenance of parks, trails, and recreational facilities, and nearly $1.2 million in annual support for public service funding. Proposition 1 passed with 84% of the vote. Proposition 2 was for a 10-year renewal of the half-cent capital improvement project sales tax that would be dedicated to fund road improvements from 2027 to 2037. Proposition 2 also passed with an 84% of the vote.
With finals approaching, UCentral's Kenneth Attaway sat down with Hank Ashworth, the Stress Pause dog, to show a way for students to relieve their stress.
In the heart of the Chambers Library at UCO, a group of students gather every Thursday to release their stress through petting Hank, the Stress Pause dog. Terry Ashworth, who works with the Human Animal Link of Oklahoma, or HALO, is Hank's companion and comes to UCO every Thursday.
HALO is an organization that was started by a special education teacher that retired. She had her German Shepherd in her classroom, saw the benefit that her kids had, so she started this organization to expand the reach of benefit of therapy dogs.
On top of working with HALO, Hank is also a certified therapy dog. On the job, Hank visits not just UCO, but hospitals as well.
So I saw him earlier. Hank and I, when we first started, we were at Mercy, and there was a woman that came in, and as we were walking by, asked if we would come into the room. Her patient had just passed. The gentleman in the back corner who had not had any interaction with him the first time just draped himself over and sobbed, and we released all of his emotions to the dog. So for me, that was very telling that the dog had more instinct than I did, that he knew what he wanted to do.
Hank is available every Thursday on the first floor of the UCO library from 3 to 5 to help students and faculty relieve the stress of the semester. This is UCentral's Kenneth Attaway reporting.
The City of Edmond is celebrating a major achievement in public service. For the 4th time, the Edmond Public Works Department has earned full accreditation from the American Public Works Association. Agencies are reviewed every 4 years and must show ongoing improvement in order to qualify. In a public statement, Keith Stewart, Director of Public Works, said, "I am honored to work alongside such a dedicated team. This accomplishment highlights our commitment to excellence, continuous improvement, and the benefits those efforts bring to our community." The APWA mandate process includes 5 major steps: self-assessment, application, improvement, evaluation, and accreditation. Edmond and Norman are currently the only cities in Oklahoma to achieve this title. Edmond Public Works first earned accreditation in 2013. Now, I know it's been looking a little bit overcast right now. I'm wondering how it's looking out there.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that too. Elijah DePona will have our first look at weather.
Hi there, I'm Elijah DePona with your first look at weather. Out there, it's a bit cloudy, all right, but the sun is out there and it's peeking through with 74 degrees outside. We got a northeast wind going around 5 miles per hour, but the biggest thing is the humidity, because with humidity comes rain. We got a 41% chance of humidity, all right? And as we keep looking throughout the week, as I get through, we're gonna see that the rain chances are gonna be throughout the week. But outside right now, it feels like what it is, 74 degrees. As we look through the allergy index, we're going to see that tree, grass, and weed are pretty low this week. The mold has shot up, and it shot up high. all right? Anybody that has any mold allergies or anything that affects you, be it with the mold, I want you to stay alert and stay ready. As we look through the rain forecast, we're going to see that Wednesday is going to have a 40% chance, but Thursday is going to have the highest chance throughout the entire week with 90% chance. All right, and as we go through the weekend, we're not going to see too much, but Sunday is going to peak back up with 40% and 50% on Monday, and then Tuesday we're at 20%. But that's all I'm going to have for y'all at the desk. Right back to y'all.
Thank you, Elijah. Republican Governor Greg Abbott of Texas has designated one of the nation's largest Muslim advocacy groups as a terrorist organization. Tuesday, Abbott said that the Council on American Islamic Relations, known as CAIR, has direct ties to Hamas, which the U.S. has designated as a terrorist group. Abbott says he wants to prohibit the organization from buying land. He also says the move will authorize the state attorney general to use the legal system to shut the group down in Texas. CAIR called Abbott's declaration defamatory and said Abbott has no authority to make such a designation. In his declaration, the governor also designated the Muslim Brotherhood as a terror organization.
After receiving overwhelming support in both the House and the Senate, the bill requiring the Department of Justice to release files related to the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein heads to President Donald Trump's desk for signature. After months of pushing back against it, he has said that he will now sign it into law. Correspondent Julia Benbrook is at the White House with details.
A White House official told our team that in recent days there was an understanding that a vote on releasing the files was an inevitable reality. That likely played a role in President Donald Trump's sharp turn from branding the issue as a, quote, Democratic hoax to saying he will sign the bill into law. The bill, which orders the Department of Justice to release all files related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, passed in the House with overwhelming support Tuesday afternoon.
The yeas are 427, the nays are 1.
And then just hours later, the Senate adopted it.
The Senate has passed the bill under unanimous consent.
Now the question is, when will Americans see what is in these files? That's essentially up to the DOJ, and ongoing investigations could complicate that process. Just last week, Trump directed the DOJ to investigate several high-profile Democrats for their ties to Epstein.
Even if they do these what seem to be partisan investigations, that's another thing that bothers me about the announcement the president made is he named Democrats and things that he was going to investigate. These survivors are not partisan. They don't belong to one party, and the perpetrators aren't either. And so this shouldn't be about political divides. So I hope that that was sort of a bluff, and I hope that the DOJ will release all the files.
The legislation gives the Justice Department 30 days after it's enacted to comply and make public the files related to Epstein's case. At the White House, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Interim U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan says the full grand jury never reviewed the final indictment against former FBI Director James Comey. Her remarks came Wednesday during a hearing on whether Comey's indictment should be thrown out. His lawyers say he is being targeted by President Trump for speaking out against his administration. During that hearing, prosecutors said instead of presenting a new indictment after the grand jury declined to pursue one of the counts against Comey, Halligan brought an altered version for the foreperson to sign. There was only one additional grand juror in the room at the time, not the entire panel. The judge also said he won't be ruling on the case Wednesday, calling the issues too wavy. And, you know, funnily enough that it said wavy, that's how I kind of feel outside. You know, I feel like it's very up and down.
I feel like it has been giving me a little bit of whiplash. It's been hot, cold, overcast. You never know. Elijah will have our full look at weather after the break.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
Hi there, I'm Elijah with your full look of weather. Now, as we look ahead, we're going to see that we'll have rain chances throughout the week with a sunny weekend, though, but not fully sunny. As we look through the entire forecast, I'll be able to let you know. But before I get to that, today is the last newscast for this semester. It's been a pleasure for y'all. With y'all, I should say. The current conditions outside is going to be 74 degrees, and it feels like 74 degrees. We're going to have that overcast, though. The clouds are in the sky, but the sun is still there, I promise you. We look through the winds, we're going to see we have a northeast wind about 5 miles per hour with a humidity of 41%. As we look through the current conditions, we're going to be able to see the OKC, we have that overcast, but as we look through in the lower part of the state, we're going to see those rain chances throughout the state, well, throughout the bottom of the state, and a little bit higher in the state as well. But we're also going to have hail chances as well, all the way in the bottom by Ardmore and McAllister, a little bit of line. So as we look through tonight, we're going to see that we have a mostly cloudy. That thunderstorm is going to start rolling in. Thunderstorm that's going to be all around the state is coming to OKC as well. Got a north wind as well, and rain chances around 40%. But as y'all know, once you hit Thursday, it's going to shoot up all the way to 90%. As we look through tonight, we're going to see that OKC is going to have those rain chances coming through the entire state. All the way from Ardmore up to Ponca City is going to have thunderstorm chances throughout. And as we keep looking through tomorrow, we're going to see those rain chances all throughout the state. All right, up there in the Panhandle, all the way to the bottom, in the middle of OKC. And don't forget that around McAllister, Ardmore, we still have those hail chances from today all the way through tomorrow. But that's all I'm going to have for your full look of weather. Right back to y'all at the desk.
Thank you, Elijah. The SAG Awards changed their name. What is the new name of the award show?
And what new movie is in the works? Chelsea Rios will have your social media update after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead. Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Hello Broncos, I'm Chelsea Rios and this is your social media update. For those who are fans of Star Trek, I got some news for you. A new Star Trek movie is coming to Paramount, and Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly, the filmmakers behind Game Night and Dungeons, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves are set to write, direct, and produce a new Star Trek movie for Paramount. The plot details are being kept secret for now, but sources say Goldstein and Daly's film will have a completely new take on the Star Trek universe, according to Dateline.com. Until the new movie comes out, it will be nearly a decade since the last big-screen Star Trek film. And Roblox just announced a new AI for age verification. The online gaming platform will soon have users verifying their age by providing a government ID or by letting an artificial intelligence age estimation tool photograph their face. Once age is verified, players will only be allowed to chat with other users in or near that age range. The AI was introduced after the platform faces lawsuits and other claims that it has enabled sexual predators to connect with and abuse children. Roblox said it has also updated its policy to prevent younger users from connecting with adult strangers. The platform has always advertised itself as a way for children to learn how to code, with more than 150 million users globally. 1/3 of the number is under 13. And the new update will roll out on a voluntary basis starting Tuesday, being mandatory in Australia, New Zealand, and the Netherlands. And a serial stage crasher was arrested after rushing towards Ariana Grande on the Wicked for Good premiere. The 26-year-old Australian man, Johnson Wen, was arrested after jumping over a barricade, pleading guilty to one charge of causing annoyance to the public at the Asia Pacific premiere. He was sentenced to 9 days in jail. This information is according to Singaporean news channel CNA. He is known as a serial stage crasher, doing the same with The Weeknd and Katy Perry. Social media users have criticized Johnson Wen in the comments, calling his actions unhinged and embarrassing. After 30 years, the Screen Actors Guild Awards name was changed, and it will now be called the Actor Awards presented by SAG-AFTRA. In announcing the name change Friday, the showrunners and the union noted that statuette has always been called The Actor. They say they are also trying to align the name of the award show with the award, like the Oscars and the Golden Globes. The union said everything else will remain the same when it comes to voting and submissions. The 32nd Actor Awards will air live in March on Netflix. And the theme for the 2026 Met Gala was finally revealed. The theme is revealed to be costume art. It will focus on the history of the Costume Institute at the famed Metropolitan Museum of Art. It will showcase the Met's newest exhibition, which threads together 200 works of art with 200 fashion garments and accessories. The gala is a huge fundraiser for the Metropolitan Costume Institute and its only means of raising money. Last year, the gala brought in a whopping $31 million, with tickets reportedly costing some $75,000 each. The exhibition opens May 10th. Hey Valerie, are you hoping to see anyone specifically at the Met Gala next year?
I know no names have been announced yet, but I am super excited and super hopeful to see if Zendaya's there, because I always love her outfits. Thank you, Chelsea. Coming up, Phil gives us his full college football playoff bracket.
Will the team in Norman play for a championship? Sports is coming up.
Sometimes it makes everything funny. Sometimes it's nothing to laugh about. Weed. It's funny like that. And unlike alcohol, with marijuana, there's no legal limit. So even if you don't feel high, you could get a DUI. No matter how much weed you've had, don't get behind the wheel, because driving impaired is illegal. And that's no joke.
Hooves up, roll Chos. Today's a great day to cheer on the Broncos.
Welcome back to to the pain train.
Okay, Sean, here's your final question. A train hitting your car is the same as your car hitting a boulder, a brick wall, or a soda pop can.
A brick wall?
At a whopping 20 million pounds, a train will crush your car like a pop can.
Beating a train? It's a game you can't win.
Well, hey guys, it's Wednesday Wow Day. I'm Phil Rodriguez, and here's the last sports block of the semester. Since we won't return from break until the national championship is decided, I'm going to pick the whole bracket. Buckle up. First up is the 12 seed, which I see going to James Madison. They're playing strong football and will likely finish as Conference USA champions. The problem is that they'll face off against Texas A&M, who will drop down to 5 after they lose to Texas or lose the SEC championship game, one of them. Alabama slides in at the 9. They'll take on Notre Dame at the 8 seed. Then Oregon will slide out of the top 5 to the 11 seed because I think they're going to drop their game to USC. They'll face off against Ole Miss at the 6 seed. 10 seed will be BYU, who slip back up into the bracket, and they'll take on the 7 seed, which I see going to the Oklahoma Sooners. As for the top 4, Texas Tech sneaks in at number 4, Ohio State retains number 1, Georgia goes in at number 3, then Indiana sits at 2. Even if Indiana loses to the Buckeyes in the Big Ten championship game, I don't see them slipping down from the number 2 spot. And even if Georgia slips up against rival Georgia Tech, I think they'll stay in the top 4. So, moving on to the next stage, this has to be the easiest pick of the whole bracket. JMU is a good football team, and this will be great for the university, but A&M will absolutely hammer them on the way to a quarterfinal bowl game. In Alabama, Notre Dame, the two-headed running monster of Price and Love for the Irish will give the Bama defense headaches, but Ty Simpson will have a late heroic touchdown, send his team to the quarterfinals. Ole Miss is going to play, home field advantage will play a huge factor getting Ole Miss to the next round. They'll take out Oregon, and then Oklahoma will manage to slow down Bear Bachmeier and the BYU defense. They'll proceed on to take on Indiana. They'll definitely shake Dante Moore down there in Oxford. So we'll have our quarterfinals all set up there with the Rebels to win and love Bear Bachmeier, but yeah, they're just not going to get out of that one. Sooner stuff the Cougars and win. So this sets up some great matchups, including the first All-Texas playoff game and a rematch of the 2021 National Championship between Ohio State and Alabama. So now we go on to the semifinal stage. Texas Tech faces off against Texas A&M for the first time since 2011, and that amazing defense will help vault them past A&M. Alabama barely slipped in, and Ohio State will chin-check them on the way to an easy win. Georgia takes down Ole Miss as Gunnar Stockton and the Dog defense prove their mettle, and then I'd love it if Oklahoma would win, but it's not going to happen. Fernando Mendoza and the Hoosiers come through late, make the semifinal matchup. So now we're down to our final 4. Sets it up with some blue bloods and some new faces. So moving on, here's the thing. Ohio State is really good, but they haven't played a team quite like Texas Tech just yet. David Bailey and Jonathan Rodriguez-led defense will be the difference maker as Texas Tech pulls off the big upset and heads to their first national championship, and I copy-pasted the wrong graphic. In the other semifinal, Georgia will end Indiana's Cinderella season in convincing fashion as their tough defense and explosive offense rains down points. This sets up a championship between Texas Tech and their stout defense and Georgia and their nearly equally stout defense, but with a definite advantage on the offensive side of the ball. Gunnar Stockton makes too many plays to guys like Zachariah Branch. Georgia will win their 3rd national championship in 5 years, their first since 2023. Well, my mistake on accidentally advancing Ohio State instead of Texas Tech, although that could happen. You never know. It's going to be a long break, guys. Valerie, Luke, are we watching any sports during the off-season? Maybe playing some sports, a little working on your golf game, a little tennis?
Who knows, but I'll definitely be watching sports, maybe even playing some. So I guess I'll have to tell you if you want to go hit off the golf course, Phil. Anyway, thank you, man. Coming up, it's the giving season, and you can adopt a letter to Santa. How can you make a child's Christmas wish come true?
And Elijah DePona will have our last look at weather after the break.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. they come to pursue their passions and find their calling to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum.
This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
It's time to get those letters to Santa in the mail. Monday marked the start of the U.S. Postal Service's annual letter adoption. Operation Santa gives children and families the opportunity to write letters to Santa. People can then adopt a letter from a child to make sure those holiday wishes are fulfilled. This year, you can choose to adopt a family as a team to ensure requests from the same household are met. You can visit USPSOperationSanta.com to learn more.
Now it is officially the last look at weather for the semester.
And I'm looking forward to what Elijah has to say. Elijah, what's going on?
Hi there, Elijah with your last look at weather. I would shed some tears, but the brain's going to do it for me. If we look through tomorrow, we're going to see that we're going to have thunderstorms. Like I said, we're going to have a 90% chance of rain once we wake up and sunrise. As we go throughout the day, we're going to have rain all throughout. Around sunset, we're going to have around 77% chance of rain. But as we look through the full week, we're going to see that today we have that 40% chance. Tomorrow is that 90% chance. The weekend is going to be our saving grace. Friday and Saturday is going to be where the sun is going to really be out. So if you're a person like me that likes to get out there, enjoy the sun, enjoy it. Because right when we get back into the week, we're going to be right back to those rain chances, with Monday being our highest at 50%. But that's all I'm going to have for your last look at weather. Right back to y'all at the desk.
Actually, back to me. Thank you, Elijah. As I graduate and wrap up the final show for the semester and my final UCentral show ever, I want to take a moment to say thank you, not goodbye, and I'm going to try to do it without crying. I want to start off by saying thank you to the Department of Mass Comm for investing so much in me and all of our seniors. My time here in the department started by meeting Dr. Desiree Hill. Not only did she make me feel like I was at home, but she taught me everything that I need to be confident on camera. I began here as a volunteer and worked my way up, and of course, I'm thankful for every step. I first off want to start off by saying thank you to Mark Scott. Every single opportunity, every room I've been invited to, every recommendation letter, every award, every scholarship, he saw my potential and helped me move toward it. I want to say thank you to Brad for quite literally always being there when we needed him. Shout out Erica and every professor that has poured into me. Also shout out to Amber because I've done some damage to a couple of those cameras and she's never yelled at me for it. And a huge thank you to my classmates and my newsroom family for growing with me and making this journey worth it. So as my time at UCentral fades out, this isn't just a goodbye, it's also a thank you, and I'm so excited to see what the rest of our seniors have next for us.
I would like to be the first one to say thank you, Shanice. It's been an absolute honor to work with you. You got my eyes sweating. You got my eyes sweating.
No.
Somebody's cutting onions.
She's got to do some up and downs.
Yeah. I've been here for a long time, but I'm glad that I was able to do my last show with you guys.
Well, it's also not only just all bad, because it's also our producer's birthday.
Yes! It is our producer's birthday.
She's behind the camera. Happy birthday, Jordan.
Happy birthday, Jordan. I've done most of my shows with her, so I'm glad that we're able to celebrate our last show on our birthday.
Yes.
That's all the time that we have for you tonight, Broncos. Thank you for joining us. I'm Valerie Scott.
And I'm Luke Underwood.
And I'm Shanice Hopkins for the last time.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
All right.
Well, that's amazing.